Well, hello, grease balls, and welcome to the Grease. I am Princess Capella, joined today by Joshita.
Hola!
And this week, we will overanalyze RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World Season 2.
Can I just say already though, we're like 2 episodes in, and I already like this season better than last season.
I actually honestly kind of hate Bag of Chips a little bit.
I don't go as far as to say like I hate a lot of queens, but yeah, she really brought it down.
She looks like this British guy that I used to kind of fuck with, and he like broke my heart so horrifically badly.
Oh no.
And I don't fuck with Bag of Chips because she looks like a.
I do not.
I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with it.
She looks like a prick.
Last week in the top we had La Grande Dame and Marina Summers, with Marina winning and sending our girly girl Mayhem Miller home. Gothy Kendall was saved, going on to her first episode number 2.
I think that was really well deserved. I would have been really heartbroken for her if she went on the first episode again.
I would have been equal parts sad and also like, that's iconic.
Yeah, but for her, I'm sure it wouldn't be that iconic.
It really would have sucked for her, but it kind of would have been maybe a little bit funny.
LGD also chose Mayhem's lipstick, so it was kind of like a general consensus. She really fucked up. She deserved to go. We also get the UK girls are starting to be like, okay, should we be a group of 4? Should we be gunning for the other girls as a group? Do we need to have an alliance going?
They're kind of whispering about an alliance, and it gets clocked immediately by everybody else.
I know. Hannah Kondo was immediately like, what's going on over there?
Oh my god.
Hannah's like, I love Hannah so much, especially her scream laugh. I've said it before, but it gets me every time.
As someone who does scream laugh when I'm really laughing,
yes,
my representation matters. Michelle visits the queens in the workroom for a shady mini challenge. A little mirror on the wall.
It was kind of like, I feel like it was so that all the queens could kind of feel out how everybody sees everyone else, what the general consensus is. But I also think it was an opportunity to be shady as well. Obviously, they threw some shady categories in there.
The prettiest queen was Marina. The shadiest was Hannah, not Hannah Montana, Hannah Conda.
I think fucking Scarlett's shadier than Hannah.
Very true. And I don't remember if she got voted. They didn't show like every single vote, I don't think, but I don't remember seeing Scarlett's name on there. The mightiest was Marina.
Little but mighty.
And the neediest, as in the Baroness Basic Part 2 the remix, was Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha.
Por Arantxa.
Which I found kind of interesting because I don't think that Arantxa... I don't know if they've had time to kind of clock what the other girls have in their closets in the workroom or what, because I thought that Arantxa has one of the best looks last week and her mug looks really great. I don't really know what they were basing it on.
Probably just what she put out in her first episode on España, but like even then, like I wouldn't be using that to compare anything this season. And you're right, last week her look was tippity top.
In the workroom, John Burrs starts a crusade to figure out who voted for her for the neediest. Even though Arantxa ultimately wins the neediest queen, a couple people voted for John Burrs, and Michelle, of course, had to mention it. So now she's freaking out trying to figure out who voted for her.
Yeah, she was like, which 3 queens? She was like so bothered by it.
Yeah.
And I think it's part of like her struggle to be like, she's really trying to put that label of fashion queen on herself and it's just not sticking to the wall. So I think she's just like struggling against a lot of things all at once, and she's kind of in her head about it.
Ultimately, it's the UK girls all voted for her. What happened to this alliance that we had 15 minutes ago?
Does it really say anything about the alliance? Does it matter that they think that she is the kind of needy? I don't know. Michelle then announces that we are going this week to be doing the happy ending ball. They're gonna have to be doing 3 different looks. One of them being something that they construct in the workroom.
Categories are Lady Prince Charming, She-Evil Queen, and Drags to Riches. They have to make the Drags to Riches look. So Arantxa gets a head start and gets to pick the fabric, and she gravitates towards all the black sparkly things. And then all the other queens get to have at it.
I always hate when they do these type of things where they have to run and grab like a limited resource. It's just like, you're just trying to get them to fight each other.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get hurt.
Like the season 2 curtains when everyone was
God.
like punching each other to get the curtains.
It almost might be better if they had to go one by one, because people will start taking certain fabrics and then you're gonna really be left with the scraps.
Right, and then you won't get people like Choriza who hoards everything.
Oh my god, yeah, she was taking so much shit.
Like a pile. It's like, girl, some people don't even have anything.
It was really funny that she tried to play it off by being like, "Oh, I'm a big girl. I need a lot of fabric."
I would probably be doing the same thing. I'd be like, I need to have everything I can get my hands on. The moment between Tia and La Grande Dame was so hilarious. Tia is so funny, so naturally funny. And just like in that moment, I was rolling on the ground where she was just like, "Are you single? I have no gag reflex."
Yes. Tia is one of the most relatable queens on the show. Like, she's busted, because let's be honest, if I tried to be a drag queen, I'd be busted. Yeah. She's funny, she's a nerd, and she's also a whore. So all around, she fits right in.
And I think she knows that she's a very relatable queen. Like, that's part of her brand, and she's able to kind of dig out and find these moments and like shine so much. She was so funny, and they weren't even like in drag or performing. They were just in the workroom, and I was just like, this bitch is so good.
They barely show Marina and Scarlett making their garments. I remember watching this and being like, they're really only showing one or two queens. Yeah. You know, they show Tia, La Grande Dame, they show a lot of Hannah, and then they basically show nobody else.
The moment where Arantxa was talking with Michelle about transitioning as an adult, I was like, you know what? That really does make sense, especially when you look at her aesthetic in drag. I bet that makes sense and it like resonates with a lot of other trans people who have that same situation. And she's kind of like living that out through her drag. And I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Hannah Montana, like, it's just like, I love her. She's so cute. I love her.
Yes. She was so cute in her little moment with Michelle. And the whole thing about dressing like you would have dressed in high school, I see that a lot with people that I know that have transitioned. And even, you know, myself, what I wear in public, it's a lot of what I would have been wearing if I had looked the way or been able to represent myself the way that I wanted to when I was in high school. Even though, I mean, Arantxa's only like 23 or something. I'm like, you know, in my mid-30s almost. We have our tier list for this episode. We are going to go through the Lady Prince Charming and the She-Evil Queen looks in alphabetical order and rank them on our magical tier list, which you can find in the description to make your own ranking.
Bum, 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 bum.
First up is Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha.
I thought it was okay. We have definitely seen this done a couple of times. We've even seen it on Dragula, but like, I don't know. It was pretty passable for me. Like, it didn't look so busted. I was just like, very cliche. I put it in the drag delusion category.
I also put this in drag delusion. We've seen Ziggy Stardust done much better on the show. I remember them hating Joe Black's interpretation of David Bowie and thinking like that was so cute. And this is like, it's campy, but it's borderline on the costume area. I don't mind seeing the undergarment because like I don't give a shit, but the fit of the kind of overall is not great.
Not amazing.
So unfortunately, drag delusion for that.
Up next, we have Choriza May with her Lady Prince Charming look, which is this kind of purple matador situation. What did you think?
I liked it. It was a little bit kind of, I don't know, it's a little like frumpy. And I don't know if it's just because the velvet is sort of heavy, but I really liked the eggplant hair color. I liked the mustache. Again, she's always got that kind of artsy twist to everything. But I did put this in cut your wings up.
I don't know if you find like a face shot from this look when she's going down the runway.
She was really doing a weird face.
Bitch, I don't know if it was like how she painted her face or the eyelash things that she had on, but she looked straight up cross-eyed on the runway, and like I couldn't even like look at her face. I could, let alone the rest of the outfit. The face was just way too bad and too off for me. Cut her head off and then I can decide what I think about this look. But in the meantime, it's going in rigor mortis.
I knew you were going to put her in rigor mortis.
I cannot, bitch.
Gothy Kendall. Lady Prince Charming with this kind of... what's that type of fur called? It's not quite ocelot, but she has the really princiest look out of all of these.
I agree that it's probably the most prince, and I love the print. It's very like Versailles. I do kind of wish that there was something instead of just like nothing for pants or like a bottom part or like some kind of skirt. Maybe she could even pull it off to be like, I'm going to the beach, but like I don't know if it just kind of felt like something was missing on the bottom for me, but otherwise I really liked it. I put it in the but is it fashion tier.
Oh my gosh, I also have this in but is it fashion. I thought it was really elevated for this idea. I do kind of agree with the pants, even just like like garters or something,
Yeah.
you know, kind of sexy, might be cute.
The whole part was just like, it's just like this again. It's like, girl, you look so stiff doing this.
Yes.
Up next, we have Hanaconda in this kind of like pink and green mustache redhead moment. Honestly, I really liked this look. It was polished enough to where I was like, okay, like this is passable. She's got the like bulge. It didn't necessarily give me like so much Prince, but I liked it. I put it in the but is it fashion category.
I wonder if we're going to have every single one be the same. I also have this in but is it fashion. I like the kind of almost Bette Midler kind of vibe. Maybe it's just the red hair, but I thought it was a really cute idea. I like that she had a kind of storyline in all of her outfits. The bulge was hilarious. Next to the stage is Jonbers Blonde in Lady Prince Farming.
I was a little confused by this because, I don't know, I didn't get Prince really at all. And then on top of that, it was like on her shirt said Prince something. I was like, well, geez, really spell it out for us. But I didn't hate it. I thought it looked pretty good, pretty put together. I don't think it was like anything special or crazy. I put it in the but is it fashion category as well.
This is in but is it fashion. I thought the outfit itself was well put together. I don't know what the thought process was, but also this is a really weird runway prompt. So I think it was up for interpretation there. And I mean, you know, she grew up around a lot of farms, presumably, being in Ireland. So yeah, it's, is it fashion? I don't know.
Is it fashion? Not sure. Up next, we have Keita Minaj. In this like warrior gladiator look with like all this silver and then pink accents with a big ass sword, face looking stamped. I really, really liked this, and she super sold it on the runway. Loving Keita. I put her in the all right mama category.
I'm serious. I also have this in all right mama. I loved the sort of Thierry Mugler nod with the armor pieces from the 96 runway show. I loved the pink and the silver together. I loved the way her green contacts really popped with her hair. This was a really, really well done look. Oh, we have La Grande Dame in the Lady Prince.
That's really what French people sound like. I'm not fucking with you.
That is awesome. I mean, I know it's like a stereotype, but that's amazing.
They like make all these weird sounds, but like, anyways, the look though, so structured, so polished. The hat was even like amazing on top of it. She's like giving fashion. She's giving like pussy, like train conductor. I don't even know what this is, but it's so beautiful. Can't get enough. Slayana.
Yes, Slayana. Oh my gosh.
Every
That's
look.
hysterical.
Every look's gonna be the same.
I was a little confused by like, is a train conductor,
Bellhop, maybe?
but I don't know. Like, this category is so weird. But yeah, I mean, the sort of Gautier moment, I can't tell if she's rolling or if she's chewing gum or like what is going on. If she's just, that's how French people are. But I was obsessed with how she presented everything on the runway. It was great. Slayana.
Slatina.
Slatina.
Next, we have Marina Summers and her like watery sort of like movement splashing moment look, but also like it sort of to me like, yeah, she had like that short slicked back hair look, which was a little bit mask, but like it was hard for me to pull the prince out of this look. That being said, it's so good. Like, she looked amazing, and I put her in the all right mama category.
Yeah, I also have her in All Right Mama. The only thing that I really wanted to nitpick about this is that I wish it was Prince, like Prince the artist, because it almost looks, and I know they kept saying Elvis, but I was getting, Elvis wasn't the only person that had the fucking spit curl on his forehead.
Right.
This was giving me Prince, and if she turned around and had the ass cheeks cut out, or if this had been kind of like purple, it would have been amazing.
That's a great idea. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I did really like this though. Next up, we have Scarlet Envy's Lady Prince Charming. This is a no across the board. And production doing this and then having Keita's kind of knight in shining armor look right after it was so shady.
Shadiest shade ever.
The proportions are not great. And that's all I gotta say.
Well, where do you place her?
I have this in Drag Delusion.
I hate this look. I really hate it. It's horrible. I'm putting this on the same level as her entrance look on her first season, as Hair Keeney from Miss Cracker. Ugh. This is terrible. I don't know what... It looks like a boy with just a face full of makeup and a bunch of stupid clothes. Like, I really, really hate it. Rigamores. Okay, and then we have Tia Coffee coming through with her kind of Katniss Everdeen look.
I have this in All Right Mama. I kind of wish she had not done another sort of Archer, Robin Hood type look, having done the shitty one she did on her first season. But it's done really well. She looks great in this color. And the presentation on the runway was great.
I liked it well enough. I wish she would have maybe done a different color just because her other look was also red. But maybe that was part of the Cherry Valentine like tribute thing. Either way, not the biggest deal. She looked good. She sold it well. I put this in the but is it fashion categories.
So the second round of looks is the She-Evil Queen. And we will be starting off again with Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha. With her Regina George kind of nod here. This kind of, has one or two too many things going on. It has like a high-low skirt. It has the huge cape. Mm-hmm. And it has the big-ass pen. And it has like the corset with the writing on it.
Yeah.
It's just too much. And then instead of saying burn book, it says cunt book. It's like, it's too much, girl. I have this in cut your wigs up.
I kind of agree on all of those points. Like, there's just a lot going on all at once. And I do like the idea for the category. I I don't know if maybe there was another way she could have, made it obvious that she was Regina George, but kind of trimmed it down a little bit as well. I also have this in Cut Your Wigs Up. Next, we have Theresa May, and she is giving us kind of like purple darkness, feathery, with her owl on her staff that was like smoking a whole lot. She's running with this owl thing that was going on in her season, which I'm like not. I guess it was funny on her season. I just don't know if she necessarily needs to keep doing this. But
Yeah.
Either way, it's pretty passable. It's not bad. I'm going to put this in Cut Your Wigs Up.
That is a greased up owl smoking all over the place. I really wonder like how she did that.
I know.
And I thought it was really cunty, honestly, that she had all this smoke, and then after she was done, they had to like wait for probably like half a fucking hour to clear all that smoke out of there.
Get the fans.
Yes, get the fans going, bitch. I like this color story she's got going on. I've got this in But Is It Fashion? Gothy Kendall's Shiva Queen. Very classic kind of Cruella de Vil with the cutouts. This is a little bit safe for Gothy, especially. This is very her aesthetic. I want to see her branch out a little bit more, but still, But Is It Fashion for me?
I really like this look. I mean, her face always looks great. The wig looked really, really good. I do agree, though, and it's funny because you did say that it's kind of like her aesthetic. That being said, she probably could have just gone way further with it and like really, really dragged it up, had something big on like her shoulders or something that was really beautiful. But at the same time, I think she looks amazing. I think it fits the category. You immediately can kind of, like you said, connect the like Cruella de Vil, kind of like evil, whatever. She's still pretty stiff on the runway, but I put this in the All Right Mama category. Up next, we have Hanaconda and her, I don't know, like side back character extra from Harry Potter, I guess.
Oh my god.
It looks pretty good. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the people think that the contacts they like do more than they do. She could have added a little bit more to it. It was still like all right. It fit really well. She did her cackle, which always gets me. I put this in Cut Your Wigs Up.
Kind of budget, off Broadway, Boulet Brother vibe.
Okay.
It's a little bit boring for me for the category, but she looks great. And I've got this in But Is It Fashion? Next up is John Burr's Blonde. I didn't quite get the storyline that I was being told. I think this could have been really, really good, but it just kind of missed the mark with the styling. But is it fashion?
This could have looked horrible. A lot of people can like get something like this together and have it wear them, and then there's like pieces everywhere and it's kind of falling, but it all fit really well. Like, she still looks pretty good. You're right, it was a little muddled in the story, but I also put it in But Is It Fashion? Next up, we have Keta Minaj with her. When it first came out, I was like, is that a chocobo?
I thought so too.
But it's like some like furry dragon type of thing, and honestly it's kind of really cool looking. And the only thing is like her legs on there look so fake that it like, I think it goes beyond camp to like, I don't know, absurd. I did like it. I liked her face. Looked way different. Like, her paint made her face look completely different. And I was really impressed by that. I put it in All Right Mama.
I also thought this was a chocobo. I fucking lived for this. I've seen this kind of effect done before, where they act completely different. Like, everybody just acts like, oh, I'm riding a horse, whatever. But she was like, no, this dragon's taking me for a fucking ride. Like, the way that she presented it on the runway was so unique. The legs did, look super fake. I did think it was hilarious when she was pretending to, like, cross her leg over. That was so funny. I live for this. This is Slayana for me.
Slayana. Okay.
Slayana all day.
Love that.
La Grande Dame comes out as a fucking xenomorph queen, bitch. And this... Okay, this is amazing to see. We've seen it done like a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever seen someone wearing those back stilts, because she not only has, you know, the things on her front arms, and we've seen Onyx do, like, in crazy shoes, this same kind of look, but she is in, like, stilts in the back. I mean, the presentation was crazy.
Yeah.
My only thing is that I thought it was gonna be a reveal, because when she's bending down, you can see inside of it, and I was like, oh my god, she's a pregnant alien queen, she's gonna have a baby, and it's gonna be amazing, and she didn't do that, and because she didn't, it is in A tier, all right, mama.
I was blown away by this. I was very... Part of the reason why I was so blown away is because it was like, I didn't think that I would see this from La Grande Dame. I didn't think this would be something that she would bring to Drag Race. But, like, holy fuck, I'm so glad she did. Like you said, the details are all really good. I also thought, I was like, because you even see the zipper on it.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe she thought that would have been going too far, or because she did mention that she was, like, taking a risk doing it. I could have handled even a dirty ass wig that's only on the back, like just some gross curls coming down, maybe.
Yeah.
Everything else, though, like, I am so happy with everything she's bringing this season so far. Slayana.
And that's the tea.
Up next, we have Marina Summers in her dugong look, which is from a Filipino show that I didn't look up, but she said it was, like, terrifying to children, which I totally relate to. There's a lot of characters like that. I like, and I think Graham even said that it was, like, not super beautiful. Just another opportunity to show a different level that she has, kind of like La Grande Dame did. I like this. I like that it was creative and a kind of a risk. I put it in All Right Mama.
So we all know that I am the Fupa Queen. And I loved that this bitch went out and put on a fucking fupa.
Yes.
Like, this outfit, the way that it is constructed, that it's kind of like blobby. Like, if I took my clothes off, got naked right now, that's what I fucking look like with my big ass fupa. I love this shit. I lived for this. I thought it was rotted that the judges didn't get it and don't understand Marina's beautiful mind.
Yeah.
I had this in But Is It Fashion? Up next is Scarlet Envy, giving us a very classic kind of, Maleficent sort of nod with some sleeves. Her makeup is just really off this season to me. The blush is, like, so heavy and weird. But I didn't mind this look. I think in a typical Evil Queen lineup, it would stand out. But a lot of people went with the kind of cool-toned Evil Queen idea, so it doesn't necessarily stand out. But I like it. But is it fashion?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like she's the one American queen that's left. Like, she should have brought something more. I don't know. I feel like if Mayhem were still here and she did this challenge, her queen look would be something better. I don't know.
That's true. That's fair.
I wasn't living for, like, the headpiece situation. I was just bored with it. And you're right, like, her makeup, I feel like her makeup has always felt like she did it 10 minutes before and was like, oh, okay, this is good, done.
Yeah.
Like, obviously that's not what she does, and, like, I don't want to discredit her, but I just wasn't impressed. I put this in Drag Delusion. And then lastly, we have Tia Coffee with her Cherry Valentine tribute, which was so touching. It was a tearjerker. I love that she did it. It looks pretty close to it. I definitely, like, it's Tia's makeup, but you can see both sides of the influence. It was really cute. She had the bag of cherries, which was really nice. I put this in All Right Mama.
This was a very cute tribute. I think if you're going to give a nod like to a queen, this is a great example to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And this dress, I mean, Cherry's promo look was so gorgeous. And this dress is a really great sort of recreation of that. I also had this in All Right Mama. Our tier list ended up pretty similar this week.
I know. We were like thinking on the same wavelength. I actually watched this episode 3 times.
We're synced up. We're going to have our period at the same time.
Oh my god. We're matched cycles.
We're cycling together. Hey, the final runway category, which we will be giving our grease or gross to the queens, is Drags to Riches, aka the Design Challenge, aka... I actually can't even think of a joke. aka... I should have wrote something down.
AKA, I need my writers.
AKA, is the writer's strike over yet?
From the judges panel, we start with Michelle Visage with this cute little like short skirt black number. She's got some thigh high leather. I think those are leather boots.
Yeah.
Hair's pretty snatched. Did you like the no eyebrow look? I really liked it.
Ever since they changed whatever her stylist is, ever since she did the little gray in her hair, she has looked so good. And yeah, I thought it was fun to see something a little bit different from her.
I thought it looked really good. It's a grease for sure.
Mama Rue, she took Scarlet Envy's shirt that she's wearing in her confessional and said, "Do this.
Do it."
Yeah, grease, obviously.
This one's really good. I like the black with the whatever color that is. It's like so shiny. It looks like candy. I like it all. Grease for sure. Up next, we have Adwa Boa. Sorry if I butchered that. With her giant, like, is that feathers? It looks like feather fur. It's feathers.
Yeah, I think it's
like
feathers.
Big poofy kind of like shapeless moment with her gloves sticking right out, which I love. No pants, living for the no pants look. Glasses out the door. Grease.
Super grease. This reminds me, I used to have this white faux fur coat that I would wear in college to parties at my sorority, and bitch, I felt like $1,000,000 in that. Like, she looks so hot.
Yeah.
I love the sheer black tights with a white coat.
It's cute.
So good. Last but not least, Graham Norton giving us the more you know on his little blazer here.
He looks like he's lost in this picture.
He does. And this is the official promo image, by the way.
The fuck? He's just like someone's uncle in the corner.
I'm gonna just give this a nooch. It's kind of...
It's giving nooch. Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha with her kind of gothic anti-prom look. I thought it was pretty cute, especially for something that she made. Yeah, there were a couple of like visual flaws like that Michelle kind of clocked on the runway, but I liked that it wasn't crazy. Like, people who can't do well with design often just do too much, but I think like she was able to kind of like tone it down, and it was pretty passable for me. I enjoyed it. The hair could have been a little bit better if we're really going to be going for like emo. Like, I know what we're looking for in that case. I'm still going to grease this.
I wasn't sure how you were going to feel about this. I do like the kind of goth feeling that she went for. It's a shame because I feel like if she had just changed one or two things, she could have easily been safe, because like the storyline she was giving on the runway was really cute. Like, oh, Mom, I don't want to go to the ball. Like,
yeah.
That was so cute. The sort of whiny teenager act that she was doing. I'm just gonna nooch this. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's full on gross either though. And her mug looks sickening. Teresa May.
Yeah, I'm not like in love with it. It's definitely like she did a good job sewing it and like constructing it. It fits her pretty well. But like, nooch. I'm very nooch on this one.
I don't think this was as bad as the judges were making it out to be. I don't hate the fabric the way that they hated it.
Yeah.
I like the lilac color with the black accents. I love the hair that she's wearing. It's just kind of boring. I w- I will gross this because I think the idea of it is objectively bad,
Yeah.
and the silhouette of it is objectively bad. But I don't think it was worthy of being in the bottom.
Next up, we have Gothy Kendall coming through in her pastel kind of fantasy. Side note, she looked crazy in the workroom with just this wig on and no mug. She looked so funny. But she looks great with the mug on. It does look like a little bit like the bottom, like the skirt part is just wrapped around her 1,000 times. But I do like that it's kind of different from what we've seen from her, and like the brightness of it. And I'm gonna grease it.
I actually really like this. It is a little basic, but I think in, the first design challenge, that's fine. You don't necessarily need to go overboard. This wig is everything. And I love the pastel kind of mini train. I think this is a grease. Hanaconda. This, mama. This is gross.
This is disgusting.
Woof. Yeah. I will say that when she came out onto the runway, it looked better than what I thought it was going to look like based on like what she had been putting together in the workroom. But yeah, definitely still a gross. This is not to the level of what I would like to see on the runway.
If she was going to go for the storyline of the mice helped me make my garment, she should have gone more for that in between stage where parts of it are unfinished. Like if she had
Yes.
even just bunched up the front of the skirt and then put mice all around it so you could see the hoop under it. Like think about Nikki Doll's kind of
Yeah.
Cinderella look. If it had been more like that, it could have played off like really camp and, kind of cute, but instead it looks like a tent that children would play in.
Next up, we have Jonber's blonde and this big poofy wig and then like a big giant messy looking skirt. I really was not a big fan of this. It was kind of a huge mess to me. Like just a bunch of stuff like tied to her, and I didn't like it at all. I'm
This is
grossing this.
disgusting.
See, I love this hair on John Burrs, but I love a big frizzy curl. I thought it was kind of cute that the bow was a purse. There was some actual designing that went into it. I'm gonna give it a grease, but I don't like the tights. And I don't know if the tights were a specific reference. I know she mentioned LaCroix. I'm not familiar, but the tights are like little girl going to church. Moving on to Keita Minaj.
I do like this look. I think it's really well done. Like, obviously, she mentioned that she like didn't have any patterns, so that had to be like terrifying. But she was able to borrow and pull it out. I do like this. I honestly don't think I like the headpiece part. It looks kind of like dollar store to me a little bit. I could just honestly just do without it. Or I bet you that Keita has something else in the workroom that would have looked better than that. But other than that, I think I really like it. It's very sleek. It's very on brand for her for this kind of like dark lady type of look. I agree with it.
I really liked this look. I like the green trim on the cape with the black and the gold. I'm obsessed with the sleeve cape type thing. I love that. Have the same note though about the headpiece, that it doesn't match with it at all. If it had been gold maybe, or I don't know, it doesn't read as like Spider Queen because nothing else about her outfit says Spider Queen. It just comes off as kind of misplaced.
Agreed.
Her face kind of looks like young Glenn Close in this outfit though. Like I'm obsessed with the way that she looks in this outfit. So it's a great.
Up next, we have La Grande Dame, and she's coming out in her like princess red carpet fashion runway look. It's got like a really interesting. At first, I couldn't tell like if I liked it necessarily. Like obviously, it's constructed really well, but like once she turned around, you can see like all of the back is that nude part, and then like the gold is just like a strip that comes down and then turns into this big billowing skirt or dress.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. It does look like something that you would probably see on a red carpet somewhere. Honestly, the eye makeup, I like it. I maybe would have preferred it to be a little bit more like snatched and sleek rather than so like a little bit chunky. I get where she was going, but like I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad about her, but I love her so much. This is obviously a Grease.
Yeah, it gives me a little bit of like Furiosa in the eye makeup. I wasn't sure about it at first, but I do think I like it.
Yeah.
My only thing is that the nude on the bodysuit doesn't match the nude of the gloves. So, you know, I feel like I can forgive one of them,
Mm-hmm.
but them both not matching the skin tone exactly is like a little bit off-putting because the garment itself is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's still a Grease for me, for sure. But I just wish those two would either match or be different. Moving on to Marina Summers. I cannot believe she made this. And they didn't show her making it at all. When she
No.
walked out in this, I was like, where the fuck did this come from? It is beautiful.
Bro.
And it fits her perfectly. This is a mega Grease.
Yeah. Like I just can't believe she made it. It is beautiful. And then she goes on to say that this was the first dress that she's ever made. What the fuck, dude? Like it fits her like a glove. It looks like everything was intentional. Like this top part looks amazing. Sometimes the queens do that and it looks like fucking paper mache. It looks so good. It's like, oh my god. And then of course you've got the pad. Her face is always done. Hair always done. Oh my god, huge Grease on this one. Next up we have Scarlet Envy in her stupid Cinderella look.
Wow. The Scarlet Envy is coming out.
I hate this look. It's so cliche. It's, I guess, like, I don't know. Like, why would she do this? We know that she can do way different, like, better things. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's not worthy of giving it a gross. The wig, though, the back of that wig is full on, like, a mullet shaved Karen moment, and I really, really hate it. So the wig I'm grossing, but the look I'm nooching.
At first I was like, oh wow, she made this huge thing with these huge sleeves. And then the more you look at it, the more you see where the torso has just this like flop of fabric that's just hanging there.
Yeah.
That's not connected to anything. Like, why wouldn't you put the skirt over that so that you're, like, if you're not going to have the time to construct that like dart in the front, like why wouldn't you just hide it, because it looks horrible just sticking out like that. I actually will go as far as to gross this.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, but yeah, like we know so that she can do better than this. She's actually done really well, and I feel bad because she's never won in her design challenges.
Yeah.
But I will give a retroactive Grease to those two for you, Scarlett, because I feel bad, but this is a gross. Finally, Tia Coffee. The question remains, do you think she redeemed herself from her original design challenge?
I do. She looks better here, I think. This feels like it's more of a finished product, I guess. I like it. I'm gonna Grease it. I'm struggling because I don't know if she like really blew it out of the water, like redeemed herself, but I'd say yeah, she did.
I mean, the judges were eating this up, and it's just like 2 or 3 blankets just kind of glued onto a piece of fabric. Like, it's really nothing crazy about it. I mean, I guess the draping of the top is kind of interestingly constructed, but the belt on it is... I'm gonna have to give this a gross.
This is disgusting.
I just can't not give this a gross. I'm sorry. After the runway, our safe queens are Scarlett, Gothy, Tia, and Jonbers, with our top three being La Grande Dame, Kate Minaj, Marina Summers, the bottom three, Hanaconda, Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha, and Theresa May. But ultimately, the top two are LGD and Kita, with Hannah and Marina being safe, leaving Arantxa and Choriza, our Spanish queens, in the bottom.
Sad. I really didn't want Arantxa to be in the bottom.
Me neither.
Keita was really, like, holding her cards close. I feel like she was like, I don't want to let any of these girls which direction I'm going to go. I want them to kind of be shaken in their boots when they leave this conversation. And I think that's a smart way to play.
I think she's kind of mysterious because she's like a little bit quiet to
Mhm.
start with. So it kind of just worked well. I think she could play it off as it didn't seem weird coming from her the way she was acting backstage.
Mhm.
And, you know, she mentions that Arantxa helped her make her garment. So I was like, fingers crossed
Yeah.
that Keita can win this lip sync. We have our lip sync between Keita and La Grande Dame to Every Time We Touch.
I get
By-
this feeling. Cascada.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
So what did you think of the lip sync?
It was great. The energy was awesome. I love that LGD kind of camped it up and was being funny. Because if you can work that little bit of humor into your lip sync, you're going to win. Because Rue
Yeah.
loves that.
For sure.
Yeah, it was super exciting.
It was really good. I was happy because, like, LGD was in the top two last week and didn't win the lip sync, so she was, like, really gunning for it. And I thought it was hilarious when she was, like, aggressively DJing and then, like,
Yeah.
doing the fucking 90s dances and shit. It was really funny. And then at one point you see Graham, he's just, like, his eyes are shining. He's like, what is she gonna do next? Like, this bitch is so good. And she is literally made up of elbows and knees, and she's so good. I love her so much. I literally was cackling watching her perform like a baby giraffe. And I was so happy that Rue announced her as the winner of the lip sync.
And unfortunately, she had selected our girl, Arantxa.
Sad.
And it is not all sad. We have to award our best hair, best mug, and best dressed for this week. Joshita, who do you have for best hairs?
Best hairs, I have Gothy Kendall with her cute little pink blonde number. I think I might even prefer it when she's in the workroom without the mug.
Oh my gosh. For my best hairs, I have Tia Coffee's She Little Queen tribute to Cherry Valentine.
Moving on to best mug, who do you have?
I have, and unfortunately, it's the last time I can say this, Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha in her Drags to Riches with her little emo moment.
For best mug, I actually have Kate Minaj this week. I think every single one of her looks had a different, like a wildly different face. And the one where she was riding the chocobo thing looked like a completely different queen. Like, she's so talented, and I loved her face, or like her mug on her last look. She looked so severe. Yeah, definitely Keita.
And our final award is for best dressed.
La Grande Dame.
Just overall.
That's all I have to say.
I mean, honestly, she was amazing this episode. My best dressed is going to Marina Summers for her Drags to Riches look. I seriously cannot believe that she made this, and I feel robbed that they didn't show us her making this.
Dude, yeah. I it's a strategic thing because they want to save the good shit for the runway. That's why they didn't show us.
Mm-hmm.
She was probably intimidating the fuck out of all the other girls, too.
Unfortunately, Arantxa goes home this week, and next week we have the drag immersive experience type thing, which I do not quite understand what that is supposed to be.
Drag Race World or something.
I'm worried for Gothy. I just want Gothy to do well, and they deserve this platform.
Yes, Gotharina.
Katharina. Katharinas assemble.
Yes, girlies.
I mean, are there people? This is not, meant to be shady, but are there people out there who think that Gothi could win this season?
Oh, probably. I mean, shit. Blue won.
Oh my god, we're ending right there. We're ending right there.